Motorsport Radio.
8 championships in 10 seasons, 6 in the Premier class. Just let that sink in. Only Stefan Bradl in 2011 in the Moto2 category and Jorge Lorenzo in 2015 in MotoGP have denied the number 93 a title during that time. In those 10 seasons, he has amassed 79 victories, 128 podiums of his 130, 89 pole positions, 70 fastest laps, and mega stardom. Marc Marquez is the undeniable king of MotoGP. So today, we're going to look back at his near decade of perfection and rank his 8 world championships. Marc Marquez entered 2012 as a championship favourite after missing out narrowly to Stefan Bradl in 2011. Many believe the 18-year-old Spaniard would have been champion had it not been for a crash at Sepang during the penultimate round of the 2011 championship, where he dislocated his retina and had to miss the final 2 races. 2012 was redemption, and many believe that only Marquez could beat himself to the title. In 17 races, he racked up 14 podium finishes, and 9 of them were race wins. A season which saw 2 of the most incredible rides in recent memory. Motegi nearly coming from last place into turn 1 after a slow start, and at the season finale in Valencia, where he started from 33rd and last, Marc Marquez charged through the field and won both races. After 2 years and only 2 podiums on KTM, Marquez found himself on a derby with the IO team, which took Mike D'Amelio to the title in 2008. Marquez was now in his 3rd season in the 125cc championship. His season followed the same pattern as the previous seasons, extremely fast but would crash. That was until Mugello, where he came out on top of an epic scrap with Paul Espargaro, Nico Tirol and Bradley Smith to claim his first ever Grand Prix win. This opened the floodgates and he wouldn't stop winning. He won the following 4 races and won 10 races in total that season on his way to his first of 8 world titles. 2015 was a year to forget for Honda and Marquez, as both were beaten by Yamaha and Lorenzo by 88 points. Much of it was down to the bike not being as good as the Yamaha and Marquez pushing the bike beyond its limits. In 2016, Honda made a slight improvement to the power delivery of its engine, which made it more user friendly, but still behind Yamaha and Ducati. Although Marquez learned from his mistakes in 2015 and changed his approach, instead of aiming for race wins at all costs, he would now settle for second if he knew he couldn't win. This was the beginning of a much more dangerous Marc Marquez. His rivals fell by the wayside as Marquez picked up big points on his way to his 3rd MotoGP title. Casey Stoner retired from racing at the end of 2012 at the age of 27. This left an opening at Repsol Honda. The rules at the time stated that rookies had to ride in a satellite team. However, the rules were overturned, and rightly so in many people's opinion, to allow rookies to be able to be signed to a factory team if a manufacturer wanted them. Marquez was only 20 years of age and scored a podium on his debut behind Lorenzo and Rossi. He claimed his first MotoGP race win at round 2 at the Circuit of the Americas, becoming the youngest ever MotoGP race winner. He would win a further 5 races on his way to defeating reigning champion Jorge Lorenzo on the Yamaha by 4 points at the final round in Valencia, and become the first rookie since Kenny Roberts Sr. to take a MotoGP title in his rookie season. Much like 2016, the 2018 season saw Marquez as the most consistent rider in the field. He was challenged in the early stages of the championship by the rider that pushed him to the final round in 2017, Andrea Dovizioso, but more on that soon. Some mistakes early in the season after getting disqualified in Argentina for knocking Valentino Rossi off in the closing stages after coming under scrutiny for earlier incidents, and for riding his bike down the grid the wrong way after he stalled it but restarted it, and of course crashing out of the race at Mugello. He became the rider to beat after scoring 8 podiums in succession from Catalunya to Motegi, including 4 race wins. He came under threat from both Ducati riders throughout the season, but prevailed to claim his 7th title at the Japanese Grand Prix. This season goes down as the most successful for any rider. Marquez won the first 10 races, only seeing his streak come to an end at Brno in the Czech Republic, where he could only manage 4th behind Lorenzo, Pedrosa and Rossi. He would win a further 3 races before the end of the season to set a new record for the most wins in any one season, with 13. This was the only season in Marquez's career where the Honda was arguably the best bike on the grid. A rivalry that will go down in history: Marc Marquez versus Andrea Dovizioso. Their last lap battles are stuff of legends, and in 2017, it's where it all began. For the past couple of seasons, Gigi Dall'Igna had improved the Ducati, and in 2017 it was arguably the best bike on the grid. This led to Andrea Dovizioso going on a title assault. Marquez only won once in the first 5 races, while Dovizioso won rounds 6 and 7. What followed was a back and forth between the pair in the championship and 2 epic last lap corner battles where Dovizioso would come out the victor. A run of victories for Marquez in 3 of the 5 races leading into the finale at Valencia saw him hold a 21-point lead into the final round. Dovizioso had to win the race. Marquez would nearly throw the championship away. After taking the lead from Johann Zarco, going into turn 1, he would lose the front but saved it. 2 laps later, Dovizioso ran off track and crashed, leaving Marquez as the champion. It goes down as one of the best seasons in recent memory. Title number 8, the one that Marquez hails as his best yet. Why is that? Well, in the 15 races that led him to taking the title, he has finished either first or second in every single one. The only blot in his copybook was Circuit of the Americas during round 3, where he crashed out of the lead into turn 13 at the end of the back straight while holding a 3-second advantage over Valentino Rossi. He bounced back and retook the championship lead at Catalunya and never looked like losing it. He would eventually win the championship with 4 races remaining after taking his 9th victory of the season at Thailand. With 4 races to go, he could match his 2014 tally of 13 race wins. In a season where no other Honda rider could get a handle on the bike, Marquez thrived and showed the world why he is now considered the GOAT, best of all time. At only 26 years of age, he could equal Valentino Rossi's record of 9 titles in 2020, and, if he so desires, could race on for another 15 years, just like Rossi has done, and in that time, who knows what could happen. At this rate, he could equal or beat Agostini's record of 15 championships. Personally, I'm going to sit nicely on the fence and say it will be a record that he will want to chase after, but will do so if he stays competitive and injury free. For more news and articles, make sure to check out motorsport.radio.
This is Motorsport Radio.